A pair of sisters are facing a lawsuit and an injunction from BC's College of Physicians and Surgeons over unlicensed Botox and filler treatments. This comes after a former client complained to the college that she received butt filler that leaked from her body, leaving her deformed. CBC's Jackie McKay has more on that.
What I would like to accomplish if I win the title for Miss Universe Canada is I would like to encourage girls to love themselves inside and out, and that beauty is within deep.
That's G.D. Virk. In 2024, she was a beauty contestant in the Miss Universe Canada competition. She and her sister, Rajan Virk, allegedly run an unlicensed Botox and filler operation marketed using social media. That's according to BC Supreme Court documents filed by the College of Physicians and Surgeons of BC. They advertise services to plump lips, smooth wrinkles, and increase butt size. The college that regulates cosmetic procedures has applied for a court injunction ordering the sisters to stop. The court documents cite the case of a woman who sued the sisters last year after getting butt filler injections. The court ordered the Virks to pay her damages because they never responded to the lawsuit. The woman claimed in the petition to have paid the Virks over $15,000 to inject her buttocks with a large amount of dermal filler. After the injections, the woman complained of extreme pain, according to the court documents, and that a blood-tinged gelatinous fluid leaked from her body. According to the petition, she ended up at hospital where she was told it was from dying fat cells and filler. This is a licensed clinic. In BC, licensed professionals like doctors, nurses, naturopathic doctors can give dermal filler and Botox injections according to the Ministry of Health. Dentists are able to administer Botox only, according to the ministry.
These type of procedures are medical procedures. They are not beauty procedures, and they come with a lot of risks, scary risks.
Senga says some of the most severe risks are tissue death, permanent blindness, infection, and scarring.
I think the big thing is stressing that unqualified injectors cannot manage complications. They cannot prescribe, they cannot assess, diagnose, they can't refer a patient to a plastic surgeon should they need that.
The Virks appear to have many different Instagram accounts for their services and have changed account names since we tried contacting them. CBC made several attempts to reach the Virks and did reach someone at a number associated with one of their accounts who did not speak to the allegations.
Anyone can call themselves an expert injector on social media.
If you're in doubt, you can search on these websites for your provider's name to see if they have a license. The College of Physicians and Surgeons of BC said they could not comment on this story as it is still before the courts. The Virks have not responded to the college's petition, and none of the allegations have been proven in court. As for the woman who got the butt filler, it took over a month before her wounds would stop draining, and according to the documents, continues to suffer from bodily deformities. Jackie McKay, CBC News, Vancouver.
Okay, so we want to talk more about this with Tiana Podkonyak. She's a personal injury lawyer, and she joins us now from Mississauga, Ontario. Tiana, it's good to have you here. I want to ask you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I want to ask you what people, should be aware of and any precautionary steps they should take if they are booking these kinds of appointments. I think right off the bat, I'm going to guess you're going to say, maybe don't find your injector on social media, but please tell us what are the alarms that sound when you hear this story?
Well, I mean, legit clinics and legit practitioners do advertise on social media, so I don't think that's so much the that's not so much the problem. Red flags would be. I know from when I read about this case. The injector had asked the patient to go to the doctor, pretend she has a teeth infection, mouth infection, and get antibiotics so that she could take those in her recovery period. So that's obviously a red flag because this is someone who's not able to prescribe. And if it was a nurse practitioner or a doctor, they would be able to prescribe. Or if it was somebody else, they would be able to refer to somebody who can prescribe in the clinic. In Ontario, these clinics have to be run or overseen by a registered nurse practitioner who can prescribe.
What does a patient
So
do if
that would be one red flag. Sorry, just one more. The other one would be, of course, if you can check on the College of Nurses website or the College of Physicians of Ontario website, depending on what the practitioner holds themselves out to be, you should check that they're actually registered.
Right. Good point. What can a patient do if they do receive a botched procedure?
Well, I get these cases from time to time, and it's very unfortunate because a lot of these clinics, these clinics that might be licensed but are not operating with licensed practitioners, they're often not insured. And if they are insured, then they would be in breach of their policy by having unlicensed people perform these procedures. So likely there would be a denial of coverage in that case. So you are dealing with uninsured uninsured defendants. And that's always difficult because just like the case in BC, you end up getting a judgment against someone who is creditor proof. It's very hard to collect. The business may have gone bankrupt. It may be operating under a different name and maybe sheltering assets elsewhere. So these are often the hardest cases because there is no insurer at the other end, like there would be if you slip and fell on somebody's property or if you had a car accident.
So you deal really personal injury. You're dealing with civil cases. I mean, is it difficult for this to become a criminal charge? The idea of a fake injector, I guess, is what we're calling it.
I had a client who was seen by a fake doctor, and the police were not interested in. They didn't think it was a police matter, so she couldn't report it as a fraud. I think it depends on maybe the municipality and on the workload of the police. I think it should be because it is fraud. I mean, you're holding yourself out to be something that you're not. And you're harming people as a result, but I don't know that it's taken that seriously, at least not in the GTA. I don't know about BC. It might be taken more seriously, but I'm not a criminal lawyer, but in my view, that constitutes fraud.
You say that you have had, clients call you, people call you saying that this sort of thing has happened to them in the past. And I find that, interesting in how frequently is this sort of thing happening in your opinion, given your line of work?
I mean, I can speak to in general, there are a lot more and more I'm seeing injuries from medical and aesthetic procedures or medical aesthetic procedures or, aesthetic procedures that are medical in nature. I'm seeing that more and more. I can't tell you what percentage of them are unlicensed, but I can tell you that a lot of these clinics, regardless of whether or not somebody is unlicensed, they don't carry proper insurance or they're operating in a way that doesn't abide by their insurance policy, and then there's a coverage issue. So they're very hard to sue. I can tell you that.
Tiana Podkonyak, personal injury lawyer. Good insight. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.